Danny, how many is this? The supermarket manager pointed at coins on counter. Hundreds of coins. Mixed. Daniel Park looked for 1 second. $137.63. Manager laughed. Danny, you didn't even count. Don't need to count. I saw. Manager started counting coins. Took 5 minutes. Result: $137.63. How do you do this? Danny shrugged. Don't know. Just see it. Daniel Park was 28 years old, was autistic, worked as shopping cart collector at supermarket, monthly salary $1,400, lived alone, had no friends. People called him weird kid, wouldn't make eye contact, didn't understand social cues, hated routine changes. But Daniel had secret, could see numbers everywhere, in everything, patterns, sequences, mathematical structures. And one day, this ability would lead to solving bank robbery. If you love discovering extraordinary abilities in ordinary people, don't forget to subscribe right now. Hit that like button and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Daniel Park's story began 28 years ago with birth. Portland, Oregon. Mother Lisa Park was Korean immigrant. Father John Park was second-generation Korean American. Ran small restaurant. When Daniel was born, was healthy baby. Normal growth. Normal development. But when turn 2, mother noticed something. Daniel wasn't talking. Not at all. Not single word. When the doctor, test performed. Result: autism spectrum disorder. Moderate to severe. Doctor explained to parents, Daniel will have difficulties with social communication. Language development delayed. Will show repetitive behaviors. But with early intervention can show improvement. Lisa cried, my son, won't he be normal? Doctor gently answered, definition of normal is different for everyone. Daniel will be different, but that doesn't mean less valuable. Following years were difficult. Daniel started speaking at 3, but struggled to form sentences. Made no eye contact. Didn't like being touched. Hypersensitive to sound changes. At school, experienced bullying. Children laughed at him, called him weird kid. Teachers labeled him problematic. But Daniel had one ability: numbers. At 4, could count to 100. At 5, had memorized multiplication tables. At 6, was adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing 3-digit numbers in his head. Parents were amazed. Daniel, how are you so fast? Daniel couldn't explain. Just see it. Numbers are like colors. Patterns are like shapes. Everything makes sense. At 7, participated in math competition. State level. Daniel came first. At 8, national competition. First again. At 9, media became interested. Autistic math genius headlines. But Daniel hated media. Cameras, lights, questions. Everything was overwhelming. At 10, university professor tested Daniel. Dr. Sarah Chun, MIT Mathematics Department. Daniel, going to ask you a few questions. Try to answer. Okay. 123 times 467. Daniel paused 1 second. 57,431. Dr. Chin looked at calculator. Correct. 987 to power of 3. Daniel closed eyes. 961,586,313,403. Dr. Chin checked on computer. Correct. Daniel, you're incredible. Savant syndrome, but very rare level. Savant syndrome. Extraordinary abilities seen in autistic individuals. Daniel could see numbers. In his mind, numbers were color, shape, pattern, and could process them instantly. Dr. Chin made offer to parents. One take Daniel to MIT, special program for gifted autistic children. But Lisa refused. No, Daniel is already very stressed. New environment will make him worse. He's happy at home. Should stay home. Dr. Chin understood. Okay, but if you change mind, reach out to us. Daniel stayed home, continued regular school, but never fit in. High school years were worst. Bullying increased. Social isolation increased. Daniel fell into depression. At 17, one day, 3 students beat him in school bathroom. Weird kid, you're useless. Daniel cried, but made no sound. When came home, mother noticed. Daniel, what happened? Nothing. But Lisa knew, talked with school principal. Principal apologized. Will punish the children. But Daniel started hating school, and at 18 dropped out of high school without diploma. Can't finish school, Mom. I'm different. Nobody wants me. Lisa cried. Daniel, you're wonderful. You're special. But world doesn't understand you. Daniel remained unemployed for years, applied for jobs, but rejected everywhere. Sorry, Mr. Park. You're not suitable for customer service because you don't make eye contact. Sorry, Mr. Park. Position requires teamwork, and you're weak in social skills. At 23, Daniel finally found job at supermarket in Portland, shopping cart collector, lowest position, monthly $1,400. But Daniel accepted because had no other choice. For 5 years, Daniel did same job. Every day, same routine. 9 a.m., come to supermarket, wear uniform, go outside, collect carts in parking lot, organize them for 8 hours, without break, lunch break, exactly noon, 15 minutes, sit in same place, eat same sandwich, drink same juice, 2 p.m., collect carts again, until 6 p.m. Every day, same. Daniel loved routine, predictable, safe, stress-free, but people didn't understand him. Co-workers laughed at him. Danny, you're like robot, never change. Customers looked at him strangely. Why doesn't this man make eye contact? Why doesn't he say hello? Daniel didn't care, did his job, went home, lived alone. But one day, something happened. Was 28, normal Tuesday. 9 a.m., came to work, was collecting carts in parking lot. As always, then car came, black SUV, parked, but strangely, hurriedly, irregularly. For men got out, all dressed in black, masks on faces. Daniel noticed, because routine was disrupted. Something different was happening. For men entered supermarket, fast steps. Daniel watched them. Something was wrong. 2 minutes later, gunshot heard from inside. People screamed. Panic. Daniel froze. Heart raced, but couldn't move. Then, for masked men came out of supermarket, were running, carrying sports bags, full, got into black SUV, and sped away. 1 minute later, police sirens heard. Daniel still standing in parking lot, frozen. Supermarket manager came out. Robbery. Bank ATM was robbed. Is everyone inside okay? Daniel looked silently. Danny, are you okay? Daniel nodded. Police arrived. Interrogation began. Customers, staff, everyone gave statements. Detective Rodriguez saw Daniel. Were you here too? Daniel nodded. What did you see? 4 men, black SUV, came, entered supermarket. 2 minutes later came out. Heard gunshot. Came out with bags. Got in car. Left. Did you see car license plate? Daniel stopped. Tried to remember. And suddenly, image appeared in mind. Plate. Numbers. Letters. Oregon plate. KJM 937-2. Detective took notes. Are you sure? Yes. But detective looked skeptical. You only saw plate once. How can you remember? Daniel tried to explain. I see numbers. Patterns. KJM 9372. This is sequence in mathematics. 3 letters for numbers. 7 characters. Letters not in alphabetical order. K is 10th. J is 10th. M is 13th. Numbers 9, 3, 7, 2. Not prime numbers. But there's pattern. 9 minus 3 is 6. 7 minus 2 is 5. 6 and 5, this is close to Fibonacci. Detective was confused. Okay. You know plate. Thank you. But detective didn't believe Daniel. This man is autistic. Probably remembering wrong. Still, entered plate in system. Did search. And result came. Black SUV. Oregon plate. KJM 9372. Registered vehicle. Owner. David Kowalski. Portland. Detective was surprised. This is correct. Danny was right. Police checked address. But David Kowalski wasn't there. House was empty. Detective found Daniel again. Danny, did you see anything else? Any detail? Daniel thought. Closed eyes. Tried to replay that moment in mind. Black SUV. For men. Masks. But for 1 second before putting on masks, one man, Daniel said, driver, before putting on mask, saw his face. 1 second. Had tattoo on left cheek. Small. Star. 5-pointed. Blue color. Detective took notes. Anything else? Daniel went deeper. Shoes. Brand was Nike, but special model. Air Max 97. Silver blue color. Rare color. Only limited production. How do you know? I remember everything. Details. Colors. Shapes. Detective was impressed. Danny, you're incredible. This information is very valuable. But investigation progressed slowly. David Kowalski couldn't be found. Man with tattoo couldn't be identified. Nike shoes were on thousands of people. 2 weeks passed. Case started going cold. Daniel returned to normal routine. Collected carts. Every day. But one day, at supermarket, saw a man, customer, was in line. Daniel looked at him and recognized shoes. Nike Air Max 97. Silver blue. Daniel's heart raced. This was one of robbers, but wasn't sure. Didn't see face. Man wasn't masked but looking other way. Daniel approached. But how? Couldn't make eye contact. Couldn't do social interaction. Man made payment. Was preparing to leave. Daniel panicked. Couldn't let him escape. But what could he do? Man walked the door. Daniel followed. Went outside. Man was walking the parking lot. Toward car. Daniel saw car. White sedan. Toyota Camry. License plate. Daniel looked. JTF 4801. Brain automatically analyzed. Not 4 letters. 3. JTF. For numbers. 4801. Man got in car. Drove away. Daniel immediately returned to supermarket. Found manager. Mr. Wilson. Need to call police. Urgent. Wilson was surprised. Danny, what happened? Robber. Was here. Just now. Left. Wilson immediately gave phone. Daniel called 911. Emergency services. How can I help you? Daniel spoke. Fast, but clear. Bank robbery. 2 weeks ago. Portland supermarket. Robbers. One was here. Just now. Left. White Toyota Camry. Plate JTF 4801. Sir, speak slowly. What is your name? Daniel Park. I'm supermarket employee. Saw a robbery. Remember plate. Now. Robber came again. Saw him. Recognized shoes. Operator paused. Shoes. Nike Air Max 97. Silver blue. Rare color. Same shoes. Same man. Okay, sir. Sending police. 10 minutes later, Detective Rodriguez arrived. Talked with Daniel. Danny, are you sure? Did you see plate correctly? Yes. JTF 4801. Rodriguez entered in system. Did search. Result, white Toyota Camry. Owner, Marcus Webb. Portland. Has address. Rodriguez looked at Daniel. Danny, if this is correct, you've helped enormously. Police went to Marcus Webb's address. House in East Portland. Old neighborhood. Knocked on door. Man opened. Around 32. On left cheek, small tattoo. 5-pointed star. Blue. The driver. Police searched house. And found. Sports bags. Still full. Money. $100,000. Marcus Webb was arrested. Gave statement. And told addresses of other 3 robbers. Within 1 week, all 4 robbers arrested, money recovered, banks saved, and all because of Daniel Park. News appeared in local media. Autistic supermarket worker solves bank robbery. But Daniel avoided media, didn't want interviews. I just saw, remembered, that's all. Detective Rodriguez came to supermarket, found Daniel. Danny, want to thank you. We caught 4 dangerous criminals. Thanks to you. Daniel nodded. Okay, but I'm curious about something. How do you do it? You see plate once and remember. You recognize shoes. How? Daniel tried to explain. I see everything. Details, numbers, patterns. My brain records like photograph, and then analyzes. I'm different, but that's not a bad thing. Just different. Rodriguez understood. Danny, you're amazing, and I want to talk with you about offer. What offer? Portland Police is looking for consultant for special cases, detail analysis, pattern recognition. Someone like you. Would you be interested? Daniel hesitated. I'm not police. I'm cart collector. I know, but your abilities are very valuable for catching criminals, for protecting people. Can be part-time, few days per week, if you want. Daniel thought for a long time, then answered, can try, but will I have to talk with people a lot? Because I'm not social. Rodriguez smiled. No, Danny. You'll just observe. Analyze details. We'll do rest of work. Okay, then I accept. 3 months later, Daniel started working as consultant for Portland Police Department. First case, missing child, 6 years old. Disappeared from shopping mall. Security cameras recorded everything. Daniel watched videos. Once, with full attention. Then analyzed. Child entered toy store at 14:23. Mother waited outside. Child came out at 14:29, but couldn't find mother. Didn't panic. Turned right, proceeded to corridor B. At 14:31, took elevator, went up to 3rd floor. There was man, white t-shirt, black shorts, tattoo on right arm. Talk with child. Child trusted him. They walked together. At 14:37, exited through back exit. Detectives were amazed. How could you see this? We watched for hours. Found nothing. Because you're looking at wrong place. You focus on child. But I look at surroundings, at details, at patterns. Man passed through corridor B 3 times. At 14:15, at 14:20, at 14:31. This isn't coincidence. He was waiting for child. Police scanned security camera with man's description, tattoo on right arm. Zoomed in. Tattoo was eagle, very specific style. Style used by former prisoners. Police search database and found Thomas Reed, 38 years old. Criminal record for child abduction. Address found. Police raided. Child was rescued. Was safe. Thomas Reed was arrested. All thanks to Daniel's detailed analysis. Second case, cyber fraud. Company accounts hacked. Millions of dollars stolen. But nobody could understand how. Daniel examined digital logs. Thousands of lines of code. Thousands of transactions. Normal person would take weeks to analyze. Daniel found it in 3 hours. Transactions start at 2 p.m. every day. But on Tuesdays, small test transaction happens before 2. Very small, $1. But every Tuesday. This is hacker's work pattern. He does tests on Tuesdays. Because Tuesday is busiest day for company IT department. Nobody notices. Police looked at logs. Daniel was right. Every Tuesday at 1:50, $1 test transaction. IP address traced. Portland, library. But hundreds of people in library. Daniel went deeper. Library opens at 9. But test transactions at 1:50. This is when library is closed. So hacker must be someone who works at library. Because as access. Police checked library employees and found IT technician, 29 years old, Greg Palmer. Greg was arrested, confessed, had stolen $2 million. All thanks to Daniel's pattern analysis. Third case, serial burglar. In 6 months, 20 houses robbed, but no connection found. Different neighborhoods, different houses, different people. Police at dead end. Gave to Daniel. Danny, can you see pattern? Daniel examined map. 20 robberies. Dots appeared random on map. But Daniel saw something different. All houses away from main roads, on side streets, and all houses robbed on Monday or Thursday, but not at specific time. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is routine. Burglar works 2 days per week, Monday and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. These are working hours. So burglar works at another job, but on Monday and Thursday has break. Detectives thought, what jobs have breaks on Monday and Thursday? Daniel answered, garbage truck drivers. They rotate 2 days per week. Monday and Thursday, their zones change. And garbage truck enters every street, sees every house. Nobody suspects. Police check garbage truck company. Employee list. Workers on Monday and Thursday route. 5 drivers. But only one passed through all 20 houses neighborhoods. Kevin Hart, 42 years old. Police put house under surveillance. And 1 week later, caught Kevin red-handed. In his house, found stolen items. From 20 houses, Kevin was arrested, all thanks to Daniel's routine analysis. Within 1 year, Daniel solved 12 cases. Each one cases where police department hit dead end. And Daniel was no longer just cart collector, became pattern analyst. Official title, at police department, part-time, but respected. Salary increased, $3,000 monthly. Daniel moved to better apartment. But most importantly, Daniel was no longer weird kid, had become hero. Local newspaper interviewed him. Mr. Park, how does your autism help you? Daniel thought, then answered, I used to see autism as obstacle. People looked at me differently, with pity or fear, and I started looking at myself that way too. But then realized autism makes my brain work differently. I see details, patterns, numbers, things normal people can't see. This is an obstacle. This is ability. Just needed to learn how to use it. Interview went viral. Millions of views. And suddenly, Daniel Park became symbol for autistic community. Hope, inspiration. Families of autistic children wrote to Daniel. My son is also autistic, but after reading your story, I have hope. Maybe he too, one day, will find his own ability. Daniel responded to every letter, slowly, carefully, because he knew power of one word, power of one hope. 2 years later, Daniel received another offer. FBI, Behavioral Analysis Unit. Mr. Park, want to talk with you. Your abilities in pattern analysis could be very valuable at federal level. Serial crimes, terrorism, cyber crimes. Would you be interested? Daniel hesitated. FBI is very social environment. I'm autistic, can't do teamwork. We understand, but you won't be on team. We'll be remote consultant. We'll only examine case files, find patterns, report to us. Don't need to come to office. Can work from home. Daniel thought, then accepted. Now, Daniel Park is consultant for FBI, also consultant for Portland Police, and still, one day, few hours, collects carts at supermarket because loves routine, loves predictability. Customers don't look at him strangely anymore because they recognize him, call him FBI's secret weapon. Daniel smiles. For first time in his life, has place where he belongs. And perhaps most important lesson is this. Difference is not weakness. Difference is strength. Just needs to be used in right place, right way. If there's one thing to learn from this story, it's this. Society defines normal, but in reality, there's no such thing as normal. We're all different, and every difference is special. Daniel's difference didn't make him weird, made him extraordinary. Don't forget to subscribe to Unlikely Heroes. Where are you watching from? Drop a comment.